Happy New Year's Eve, everyone. I want to get on and do a live right quick. I think I'm going to go to church tonight. We can stay on for like an hour and a half. And even though it's crazy, the Memphis Madness has already started. Memphis Madness has already started. So, hey, the Black Barbie. How are you? I'm going to start letting other people come in. You all hit the like button for me. Hey, Miss Nunu, for you. ZK, Keita, Shan. What y'all got going on? I need to put somebody else picture up there. I need to put Straight Drop picture up there. But I was like, I think I'm gonna put that into my members. I got some tea on Straight Drop. I'm gonna put in my members, in my platinum. Because I was almost getting ready to put it up here, but we got enough to talk about. We're gonna go to the platinum following this live. Yeah, I want to bring my New Year in. I wanted to bring my New Year in church. Y'all, they already out acting a fool. Let me call my kids to let them know they don't need to really go outside. I know I'm too overprotective, but some of my friends wanted me to go to downtown Memphis to Spanish Flies having a party. I just don't think we grew up in the same project. We grew up in Clementine. And Spanish Fly has always been a nice person. His name is Antonio, but I just don't think it would be a good idea to hey E23, hey Mr. Parker, hey Jamal. We're gonna give some more people the opportunity. Anything else in Memphis would be a shock. I'm in the house and it's raining, so I hope these fools stay in the house too. I can imagine if it's raining, it's up there by UZK. That means that it's real cold. But the weather is so bipolar. It was so cold today. It was so hot yesterday. I was sweating. It was so cold today that it was ridiculous. What you doing? Okay, you're not planning on going out tonight, are you? Well, they already it's a lot of crazy stuff going on. So so you don't need to go out tonight. All right, bye. Woo, that girl gets on my nerves so bad. I feel like I have stepped in the role of Lord have mercy. Because they cutting up already. Anything else in Memphis would be a shock. I'm in the house. You still, of course, you already know it. TB21 says, "Hey, Miss T in chat." The Black Barber says, "When in doubt, don't stay on here with us." Oh, when in doubt, don't stay on here with us. I'm telling you, because I was like, because for so many years I brought New Year's in at church. So we do pray and watch at around like, because I was like, it's real dangerous to be getting out at like 10:30, 11 o'clock, going to church so you can bring in praying and stuff, which has always been a beautiful thing to me. Bringing in at church, praying and all of that, and touching and agreeing with other people. I don't know. Maybe I will, but it's so damn like I don't like stopping at nighttime. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you now. I don't stop at no stoplights. And no red lights. Okay. When I'm out at night, I normally, especially if the intersections and stuff are not busy, I'll slow down to see if a car coming. I'm going right on through it. Because it's so dangerous. I don't like it now. I get paranoid when cars pull up beside me and they want to be directly beside me. I pull up, they pull up. See, I don't like stuff like that. I pull up a little bit more. They pull up. I'm gonna run. I'm going to run the light because you ain't got no business trying to be right on the side of me. I mean, you have to pay attention to stuff like that. Anyways, you guys, Memphis Madness has already started. Of course, I was looking at the news channel. I was looking at the news, and I was looking at Blackwood News. Shout out to Blackwood News. It seems to me that somebody has already lost their life in East Memphis. Okay, let's look at that for a minute. Let's see what's going on with that. I think it's a darn shame that somebody's child didn't make it into the new year because of a bunch of damn fools. Like I told you, people know that folks are normally happy around the holidays. They're more laxed and all of that. And they feel like, don't get me started.
County again on Maple Leaf Cove in AB, man. At least a person shot. Man, I was just here 2 weeks ago. This is crazy. We in the county with it. Y'all check on your people, man. Damn. AB. Only on Blackwood.
That's an Apple Blossom, like where I think Big Moochie Grape and them are from.
Oh, y'all know what happened when I pull up. They expand that crime scene, and that's what she's doing. We live in the county on AB. They pushing me back. I'm in the crime scene right now.
Also, we pray for a speedy recovery for Little Miss Muffin.
Let me bag back, man. They pushing us back. We live on AB, where a man has been shot. Y'all check on your people. Again, we back in the county, man. I was just over here about 2 weeks ago. In this same code. We on AB in Maple Leaf Cove. Where a man has been shot. And they pushed me back, man. Only on Blackwood News. Only. Damn, we in the county with it, man. They live in the truck. They still trying to push me back. Shit green as hell, no cap. She low down. Look, they said tied to this gate. They want me way back, man. I told you, y'all gotta push that crime scene back when I pull up. Damn, he said as far as you can. I'm bagging up. It's all good.
Oh, they wrong for that. They want to make sure he don't see nothing.
Down the fence line. Oh my God. Lieutenant, he's directing them. I be seeing him on all the same. We on AB with it, man. But they done pushed me way back. It's all good. I got my footage, man. Only on Black with News, man. You like over here?
Where at in
Look,
DeSoto County? Which city?
they done ran out of tape, man. Messing with me, they done ran out of tape. Gotta push me back. Stop playing, man. Look, uh-oh. You taking down now? We in the county with it. On AB, he getting out, trying to direct the tape, saying, "Get this guy back, man. Push this guy back. He's too close. He's too close. Let's go." Only on Black with News.
Oh wow. So he didn't really say what the circumstances was surrounding that situation. Let's see. He said lonely, a big scar. So that's, I guess that's the area that big scar is from. I I do know. I think that's the area that Big Moochie Grape is from. That's out in Hickory Hill. That's out in East Memphis. So, like I said, they're getting started early, but they really have never stopped. Um, I was looking at, they was talking about two teens have been, they arrested two teens. You guys, hold on one second, for robbing food trucks. They can't show the teen faces, but they got them on surveillance. Okay, it says two 17-year-olds are in custody after police say they robbed several food trucks back to back in December, including Taco Naganas. Y'all know I don't know how to pronounce that. And fired shots at an officer during a police chase. One is charged with 13 counts of aggravated robbery, evading arrest on foot, and aggravated assault on a first responder. The other is charged with 6 counts of aggravated robbery, attempted aggravated robbery, intentionally evading arrest in an automobile, evading arrest on foot, and aggravated assault on a first responder. Okay, so they shooting at the police, okay? This is them right here robbing the food trucks. You see, they got the guns pointed at the people. That's them with the black on. Okay, they got the guns pointed at the workers. So they jumping up on folks' food trucks and robbing them. It says on December 14th, Memphis police say they responded to Taco Gaines on 2760 South Perkins Road regarding an armed robbery around 2 p.m. That's like around the East Memphis area. Witnesses say two males went inside the truck demanding money before leaving the scene with cash in a white Chevrolet Equinox. On December 15th, officers say they responded to Saber Salvadorino on 5678 Summer Avenue regarding an armed robbery around 3 p.m. Witnesses say a male took the money and then left in a beige SUV. On December 17, officers say they responded to 4 robbery calls at Taco Cancun, Taqueria, Los Compadres, Taco in, I just can't pronounce it, on Mart between 5:15 and 8:18. So within a 3-hour span, they was consistently robbing all of these Hispanic food trucks, right? And they says 2 armed males were reported in each incident demanding money before leaving the scene. On December 18th, officers say they responded to an armed robbery at Taqueria Los Compadres. at 5930 Winchester. Witnesses say a male took money and a weapon before leaving. That's the East Memphis area. The next day, officers say they responded to an auto theft in the 6800 block of Club Lane. The victim says their black Dodge Charger was stolen at 10 p.m. Now let me see, because I don't know what Club Lane is. I don't know when I Google it. Okay, so that's like around Riverdale. So that's the East Memphis area. So they was robbing all of these little areas that I just named. They're all like right there together, right in East Memphis. It says the victim says that their Dodge Charger was stolen. At 10:45 p.m., police said they responded to a robbery at Elizabeth, a taco stand at 5815 Knight Arnold. That's in East Memphis, not far from the other places that was robbed. 4 suspects are accused of pulling into a parking lot in a black Dodge Charger. So they stole the Dodge Charger, went and robbed somebody else. 2 of the suspects got out and pointed a gun at a victim before taking cash from the victim and fleeing the scene. Shortly afterwards, another robbery report was made at Tom's Barbecue. We used to eat at that barbecue place so much. That's in East Memphis on Getwell. I know exactly where that is. Police say a black Dodge Charger with red stripes pulled up and took the victim's wallet and cash before leaving. So Tom's Barbecue is a barbecue pit. That's a building. So I guess they robbed somebody on the parking lot. On December 21st, officers say they were called to Caselleria Doris food truck at 4251 Winchester, that's in East Memphis, regarding an armed robbery. Around 4 p.m., 2 males were reported getting out of a black Chevrolet Impala and demanding money. The 2 suspects left the scene with cash drawers, police say. On December 22nd, officers were called to 2 armed robberies back to back at fruit stand at 1608 Getwell, that's in East Memphis, and Oaxa Quina food truck at 1291 Getwell, that's in East Memphis. Police say a black 4-door sedan pulled up and an armed male got out demanding money before taking the victim's backpack from the food stand. At the same time, police said another robbery was happening at the Oaxaquina food truck, where an armed suspect attempted to force entry into the truck. Officers say the food truck owner discharged his weapon and scared the suspects away. The suspects then left going southbound in the black sedan on Getwell Road. When police made it to the scene, they said suspects fired a shot at the police officer. The officer was not injured. A traffic stop was initiated, but police said the suspects refused to stop and a pursuit was authorized. During the chase, police say the suspects' vehicles hit a parked car while driving into a yard in the 3700 block of Bedford Lane. The suspects got out and ran on foot. On December 30th, investigators said they found 2 suspects responsible for the string of robberies in the 4100 block of Hillgate and took them into custody. Let me see where Hillgate is at. Because that could be in East Memphis. Let me see. It might be in here in East Memphis too. They probably live in East Memphis. No, it's not. I mean, it's like the Southeast Memphis because so they lived around Tuklahoma. It's off of Tuklahoma. So that's the Southeast Memphis area. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so that's that area that they lived, that those kids that was doing those robberies lived in. They lived off of like around Tuklahoma. Y'all remember Big Motor? That's the area that he was shot and killed in. That's the area that they lived in, okay? But y'all know it's crazy. It's crazy that these 17-year-old boys doing all of these robberies, right? Committing all of these crimes, and then shoots at the police. So how should that have been handled? Because I'm sure folks was already saying, why the police chasing them? The police was wrong for chasing them. They was robbing all these Hispanics because these were Hispanic um food trucks that they was robbing. Now Tom's is a barbecue establishment that's been there for, I know, well over 30 years. It's not a food truck, it's a building. um just menaces to society, right? And so of course we don't really know what the charges or whatever is going to be, because they're a juvenile. But like I'm saying, we got kids that are out here committing all these terrorist acts. And so I'm sure, these 17-year-old boys, when they steal these cars, when they go home, I wonder if they pulling these cars up into their mama's driveway. At 17 years old, you're still considered a minor. Shouldn't your folks know where you at all times? Okay. See, that's the type of stuff that I be talking about right there. Let's see. I think this is where this is what Blackwood News was at right here. Let's see what went on out there. Let's see what went on. I think this is it. Where Blackwood News was covering.
Plus, find resources for retirement planning and understanding Social Security benefits.
So I signed up.
Join today for just $12 for the first year with automatic renewal, and that includes a second membership free. Plus, you'll receive AARP the magazine and this free gift. Call or go online today.
Police are also investigating a deadly shooting in Hickory Hill. Police say a man was shot around 1:30 this afternoon on Maple Leaf Cove, which is off Clark Road, south of Winchester. The victim was taken to the hospital in critical condition, but we are told that he later died from his injuries. Now, at this time, police haven't identified any suspects.
Okay. I mean, that's so sad. We don't know the circumstances, but still, the man was killed. And look, these kids come from nice little homes and stuff, because that area still has some nice houses and stuff. What's going on, the godmother? Hold on. So I mean, if you don't have to get out, I don't recommend it. It's saying that a child was hit up, I hate to say it like that, in Frazier today. And 2 people have been detained for that. It says a child was hit and 2 people detained Tuesday in Frazier. Police responded to the shooting in the 1800 block of Whitney Avenue. 1 male juvenile was taken to Le Bonheur Hospital in non-critical condition. 2 are detained and police are investigating. Oh, wow. I tell you. Like I said, it's sad. I don't really know what's going on. It's like a demonic spirit has been released. But then people just don't have any discipline as it relates to anything anymore. So they just go and crash out. And all while they sitting up talking about murders dropped in Memphis. Okay. I mean, I don't know, child. I don't know. I can't tell. Okay. Now, Down here in Mississippi, they're pushing for illegal alien bounty hunters. Okay. Good luck with that. Anyways, you guys, y'all hit the like button for me. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the like button. Please hit the like button for me. There is they're saying that an inmate has just died in the Shelby County's jail. I'm waiting to hear back the circumstances surrounding that, because now I've been, it's been crazy in that jail. Hold on, this might be my people, sis. Hold on. Okay, so somebody has died in the Shelby County's jail. And no, that wasn't a T person right there. That wasn't a T person. Yeah. It's been quite a bit going on down in the jail, and it is grossly, and I'll say grotesquely understaffed, and it's sad. No, I didn't see that, Teresa. Those cops took out that man in New York jail. I haven't seen it. Cecilia says, the mayor from the city of Detroit and the Detroit police, she said they will not be wasting their time arresting illegal aliens here in Detroit because we have a very big population of immigrants. They need to start taking their money and trying to help the people. The people are suffering. Like, folks need some help for real. And I'm serious. People are struggling bad. They need to take their money and help the damn people. The same money that they came up with to give to all those illegal immigrants, they need to come up with that money to try and restore the economy and help the damn Americans. Chat Town Finance September. One reason is because of the man-made law. They don't want us to discipline our kids so they can end up in jail. I'm telling you, that's exactly what it is. But I didn't play no games. Folks need to make sure they discipline their children. And folks sit up and their kids be talking to them like they are a dog. My daughters, especially my oldest daughter, is still, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's because it was taught to her early on. So, kids are just, I don't know what's going on, but you're right. It's like the parents have to get out and work and take care of the kids and let the kids run them. I wish I would not only am I not going to was not going to allow my kids to run me. I'm not going to allow nobody else damn kids to run me. So how should that have been handled? You had 17-year-old boys going and robbing all of these Hispanics that got these food trucks, and they're out working hard. Okay. These Hispanics are out trying to earn a living for their family, and then they got these damn fools jumping up in them trucks robbing them. So if somebody had knocked one of them down, would they have tried to make that a racial issue? Do you Mexican over here killing these black boys? Well, because we make everything a racial issue, we can't get to the bottom of nothing to get a solution. And when the point is, a lot of these black folks ain't no damn earthly good, because ain't no 17-year-old boys got no business consistently going and robbing all these damn trucks. So there has to be some type of resolution. Okay, so then they start popping at the police. Well, so the police had a right at that point. They was a threat to the police. I went through the damn police academy, so I do know when you shoot at the police, they have to eliminate the threat. So how what people would have been rioting if they had shot back to eliminate the threat that was shooting at them? Them police says killed them 17-year-old boys. Y'all, that's the reasons why we ain't got no damn resolution in our community, because a lot of us a bunch of damn fools in the black community. Okay? So what was supposed to be the resolution? Okay, when you got two 17-year-old boys robbing Hispanic trucks and shooting at the police, what is the resolution? Okay, because that's the bottom line. So, I'll never forget when I was working for the Memphis Police Department. At this time, I was still working as a transcriptionist. I was sitting there, I was pregnant with my second baby. And I'll never forget, she was a sergeant at the time, Sergeant Halfacre. She was TA'd up there to felony response. And so Halfacre said she was from over in juvenile sex crimes. And so she was like, I got somebody coming up here, Tam. I'm gonna need you to type the statement. She said, I've been calling this little boy mama. And she was cutting up. She said she'd been cutting up. And I told her, that's all right. If you don't bring him down here, because I got to get a statement, I'm gonna go get a warrant for you. So by that time, I saw somebody get off the elevator. She was skinny as a damn toothpick, and her stomach was stuck out all the way from Memphis to West Memphis. Okay. And she came in there, boom, boom, boom. I mean, she was showing her ass bad. She had a little boy. He was about 6 or 7 years old. And she said, what Sergeant Halfacre at? I'm down here. I'm in labor. I mean, she was cutting up. And I'm going to get me a lawyer and this, and that. And so, she wanted to argue with the investigator because she was mad. She was talking about my son. He was 6 or 7. My son ain't but 6 or 7 years old, and you want me to bring him down here to ask him some questions, and I don't appreciate that. Well, he probably, unfortunately, was supposed to be either in juvenile or she was supposed to be in jail, because she was sitting up talking about, I know how to be a mama. I got 6 kids, and I'm pregnant. She was pregnant with her 7th, right? That lady was cutting up so bad it was ridiculous. And Halfacre was pretty sharp. She was real pretty. Halfacre was. She was pretty sharp though, but she was real calm with her, right? And so what happened was, her son and 2 other little boys, they were all around 7 and 8. And there was a 5-year-old girl, a 4-year-old girl. Yeah. A 4-year-old little girl. All of them were babies. They took turns putting their penis in her mouth. And so her mother filed a report or whatever. The mama walked in and saw it. They all lived in the same projects. Stuff like that. Okay, because I don't like stuff like they do something to my nerves. But my point is, how would 6 and 7-year-old boys even know anything like that? The little girl's daddy wanted to kill him. Okay, he did. He wanted to kill him, and I can understand, even though these little boys were babies. But I get to thinking about my point of bringing all of this up, because this has been, I'm sure the little boy, he way grown now, because I was pregnant with my youngest baby, okay, and she's in her 20s. So, but the mama was ignorant. She was ignorant as they calm. When I tell you that lady was cutting up, she was already 7-8 months pregnant with her 7th child. The lady cut up so bad up in there, it didn't make no sense. And her little son was wrong as he can be, but he was a baby. So my point is, how these kids supposed to know any better when they got ignorant parents? When they got ignorant parents, don't watch them. Want to uphold bad behavior. It's definitely learned behavior. Absolutely, positive vibes. You know, it don't make no sense. And so with her being so ignorant and him already doing things of this nature when he was 6-7 years old, he's in his 20s now. That's been if he's about 30, he would be about 30 now if he alive. Okay. He would be about 30. Let's see. Or 29, something like that. Y'all, it's crazy. It really is. But back to the jail, because I got thrown off. I had not thought about that in a long time. Y'all have seen so much stuff that that was a shock to me when I first, because see, I'm used to it now because I've been working in the criminal justice system now for a lot of years, over 20. So I'm used to it. But when I first started working for the police department, hearing and seeing stuff like that was a shock to me. Like it really shocked me. It did. I was not prepared for what I was about to witness. And I did witness a lot. That's the reason why when people say to me, you ain't got no empathy for nobody, y'all come out here. You know how damn fools talk. I tell them, you go to hell. You don't know what I've seen. I know damn well a lot of these folks ain't no good, and they ought to be in jail, if not dead. The stuff these people do is absolutely just, is more than criminal. It's more than criminal. Okay. But back to the jail, y'all. They're saying that somebody has it's Mr. Parker, whatever. It's people that sound like that. And folks be so ghetto, it's ridiculous. But yeah, it's a shame. It really is. It's a shame what's going on. And it seemed like to me people just get more and more brazen with it. They don't have they don't really care about life, about nothing. It's like anything is fair game. It's like anything is fair game. I remember when people, like, there are these houses, they had just built those houses like right before it's going towards like Tuklahoma. I remember one summer they had a grapist. I'll say grapist with the G. I got that from the twins. I can't say the L word, so I say grapist. And you know, he was getting, it was a really nice neighborhood around that time. I had just started working for the police department. And they started, so it was this older woman. She was like every bit of 59, 60 years old. And she was asleep. It's a small community. He had been catching people early in the morning, making them go back into the house, he lived in the neighborhood. But this particular woman, her window was open. And she said all she know is she felt somebody on her back that morning, and he pushed her face down in the pillow. When I tell you that woman was devastated, that was an older lady, even at that point, 20 something years ago. She was totally devastated. Y'all, it ended up being a 19-year-old boy, and he lived in that neighborhood. He was the serial rapist. It was on TV at that time. Y'all, it's a lot of, and you know what's so sad about it? It has gotten worse since then. It has gotten worse since then. When I say that lady was devastated, that lady was so devastated. I remember I was sitting at work. During that time I had to work on Saturdays. And so I was sitting there in the window because I was sitting at the front desk, and I saw, because during that time sex crimes was closed on the weekend. So I saw a girl, two girls and a boy come from around the corner. And I was like, dog, I said, dog, I said to the lady that was in the office with me, I said, I didn't, something happened, because they just came from, I see the sex crimes investigator. She's like, yeah, because she was working overtime in the office with me. She said, yeah. I said, what happened? She said, well, it was either in Orange Mound. I believe it was Orange Mound. It was Orange Mound. In Orange Mound, she says that now this was like 20 years ago, so I could talk about it. She said in Orange Mound, somebody guy broke into a house, and the mother and the brother, the brother was 15 years old, and the two sisters were teenage girls too, because it was them that I saw, the brother and the two teenage girls. She said, so what he did was he broke into the house and he sexually assaulted the teenage girls. Then he turned around and put a gun to the 15-year-old boy head and made him have relations with his mother, and then have relations with his two sisters. He put the gun to his head and made him do it. And when I saw the boy was so devastated because they was waiting on the elevator. He had his head leaned all up against the elevator. I said, no wonder they look so devastated. She said that boy's so devastated, it's ridiculous. He made him have relations with his mother. He made him have relations with his two sisters. And then he would turn around and have relations with the two underage girls again. Y'all, it's some twisted folks out there. That's the reason why when I tell you these niggas on here ain't supposed to be, when they obsessive like that, I got a reason to feel the way that I feel. I know obsessive, sick behavior. That's the reason why I files police reports on them. Okay, you ain't got no business being obsessive like that. They have personalities like some of these damn fools I done seen working for the police department all the years that I work for them. That's why I don't be playing. Folks, she crazy or want to see it. No, I know sickness and obsessiveness and what it leads to. I know it when I see it. That's why I try my best to go as far as I can go, as far as they motherfucking freedom. Okay, you take your obsessed ass on somewhere else, bitch. Because if I don't want you, you don't pry yourself into my life. There are consequences. You got an obsessive, you a stalker, and I fear for my life, ho. That's how it's gonna be. That's the reason why I don't play with these men like that on here. You ain't got no business taking no interest in prying yourself into my life like that. You don't know me. I don't know you like that. That's against the law. I don't know who you are. You ain't got no business focusing in on me like that. For all I know, you could be one of them. And more women need to take that stuff seriously. Okay? More women need to take that stuff seriously. So you think about all that stuff that was happening 20 years ago. It has gotten worse. Down through the years, it just get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. It just get worse and worse. It's just sad. So when y'all be, I laugh when y'all say, "Oh, Tam, you deep." Don't nobody think like that. I got a reason to think the way that I think. I see it from both sides. Y'all have seen it from this, the side of, one side, and me too. Because I'm a civilian. But then I've also had the opportunity to see it from the other side, the side that they can't put on TV. A lot of stuff like that, they can't put that on no TV because of the privacy laws. It can't be on the news. I agree, Chattown, because these folks are crazy. And I'm telling y'all something. The women used to have to worry about the men being crazy. Now, the women, it's a lot of women. I mean, a lot of them are mentally twisted. These men can't be getting caught all up in having, because men good for trying to have an affair. They feel like they can have a damn affair because that's how it used to be in the past. And then they can go back to regular scheduled program. The woman didn't know where he lived at, didn't know nothing about him. He could just disappear. You can't do that now in the age of anybody can get some information. Okay. These women are flat foot crazy. We spent the weekend together. He hurt me. He played with my feelings, and I'ma kill him and go kill him. I mean, crazy. Or his wife. So now when these folks are out here cheating and they want to have these May December romances, you need to think about your significant other. Most men ain't gonna leave their woman or their wife. I don't know why they go out and cheat. If they can help it, they're not gonna leave. If they break up, the woman leaves. So it ain't no need in going out and doing it, because now you have to think about, because men don't think about stuff like this, that you dealing with a damn psychopath that becomes fascinated, because most women have obsessive behaviors as it relates to other women. Okay? They become fascinated with the man's wife. And before he know it, the police looking at him crazy because his wife done went missing. They thinking he gonna be the suspect number one. All the time he ain't did nothing. That May December romance he had with that freak that he had to have. Oh, she's a stone cold freak that made his damn wife go missing. He bring his innocent wife and kids in the midst of that stuff. His wife have no idea what's going on. It happens every day. These folks are mentally twisted. Okay? Mentally twisted. So, oh my God, Cypress. Cypress, you waited till you didn't see Vanessa in here no more, and you came in here to comment. You felt like the coast was clear. Said Vanessa ain't in here no more. I'm gonna go on comment. Cypress gonna say shout out to the freaks. Cypress, don't get me started on you. Chattown says, and feelings get involved after having relations, lose it. Right, the feelings get involved with the women first, unless you're a stone cold freak, and then the man might get thinking about, in this day and time, I had love. I'm gonna leave my wife. I had love her. She a freak. He throw his wife for 35 years away for somebody that's eating his booty. So, I mean, the world is really just twisted now. Miss y'all don't get me started talking crazy. Don't get me started talking crazy, okay? Y'all know I will. Y'all know it. He looking at you all crazy. He going, next thing you know, he looking at you all crazy. Baby, why you ain't never trying to please me in bed? What you talking about? I thought I was pleasing you in bed. Yeah, but we ain't trying no new stuff. See, that's because that energy of that woman, other woman, has infiltrated him. Now he looking at his wife that has been there for him, that has built all types of stuff with him as an issue. He want his booty ate every night. He want his booty ate every night. You ain't giving me. How come we can't do things like I want them done? You ain't trying to please me. Y'all know what happens. And see, that's one of the things I be getting scared of. Cause see, I can't have I can't have no man cause see, you want what? Cause see, stuff like that make you so mad that you lose your temper. You subject to say anything. Okay, you subject to say anything. They sit up to me. How come you can't? You know, we married. We supposed to be able to do you could eat my booty sometimes. And see, that's the type of stuff. If you got a real woman like me, I, that right there get you cussed out bad. Go dig your dead ass granddaddy up and tell him to eat your ass. Go get your daddy to do it. Okay, that's the type of stuff that make you want to cuss him out to everything. Go get your motherfucking daddy and tell him to eat your ass, bitch. Okay, stuff like that makes me mad. And that is, you right, Mr. Parker. That's cornball stuff, but you be surprised at how women get to bragging about a whole lot of stuff. I mean, baby, that's the reasons why it's certain types of women I don't deal with at all. Mm-mm. I don't want you sitting around me drinking out of my damn glasses, my damn wine glasses and stuff. I use bleach when I wash my dishes, but I don't. You can't come and sit at my house when I have little get-togethers. I tell my cousins and them too. Let me tell you bitches something. Um, you don't need to speak some stuff. We have our little get-togethers at my house and stuff. When I cook, I be grilling. I want my cousins around. Look, because we be talking about quite a bit. We have our little girls get together and stuff. But I tell them, look here now, you doing some strange stuff, bitch. You drink out the cups. You don't drink out of my fine wine glasses. You drink out the cups. Okay, I got some plastic cups over there, okay? And forks and spoons. Chattown says at Cecilia Kelly, I had to get on one of my sisters for doing that. Never know if that person is married, stalker, abuse. Yes. So you have to think about that. You have to think about that when you go and start having these affairs. Okay, you have to think about if don't you can't. It's not good to bring a person into some mess, right? It's just not good to bring a person into some mess. You need to make sure all of that stuff is cleared out, right? You don't want to bring an innocent person into some mess in the midst of stuff like that. Okay. What did Mr. Parker say? I'm missing his what you call. Well, y'all know Trick Daddy and them said that They be wearing it. Trick Daddy was selling the t-shirts, and he said they was selling out. I guess that's a Florida thing. I don't know. Cause he had that eat a booty gang. That's what they were, eat a booty gang. And he was selling the t-shirts, and he said that they were selling out. So they wore them to the clubs. I guess they was advertising. She was meeting people on the internet and moved one in. Oh wow, you can't do that because you don't ever really. People are crazy. Now it's more and more people that are mentally ill. More and more people that are mentally ill. They have mental illnesses. That's true, Mr. Parker. It's about protecting those that you love. I agree. I agree. But people have mental illnesses. A lot of these women um are just as crazy now. They when they have those obsessive um they have those obsessive behaviors. And it's sad when you get to sitting down thinking about, like, dog, who's the most dangerous? Is it a man or is it a woman when they have that obsessive craziness? I think it's running neck and neck now. Women. It used to you used to didn't see it as much with women because most women used to have compassion. They had a feminine energy that could always balance them out, and compassion. It's more and more women that ain't feminine and they ain't got no compassion for nothing. It's really sad. A lot of the qualities that women was known to have, it is totally dissipating in a lot of women. They don't have it. They are male identified, meaning they don't really like women. you know Hey, I pick and choose. You can't be around everybody, but I watch women that always talking about, I don't like no women, I don't get along with no women, I wants to be around men all the time. I mean, you are a feminine woman. You Women with feminine energy, although I know it's about personalities, you can't deal with every woman. But I mean, if I could have some really good girlfriends that I could confide in, I love that. That's how it's supposed to be, right? But to just say, I love men. That's a woman that's male identified and she don't like women, and I can't have you as my friend because see, um, he said Trick Daddy have no. He said Trick Daddy have no shame. I know Trick Daddy was selling. The Trick Daddy was selling them T-shirts, and he said they was selling out. He said the guys was buying them to wear to the clubs and stuff. Lord have mercy. Fat Boy says some people be flexing a lot. It's just conversation. They got deep secret. I'm telling you, you never know. Like I remember I did this show. As a matter of fact, the it was from they was from down in Florida. I wonder if I could find that video. I just want to show it to y'all. This guy killed every girlfriend he had, and they let that man stay out because the girls would go missing. Y'all know it's a darn shame. He did though. They just recently got him for killing his wife last year. One of the girls that went missing, her mom had reached out to me, and I did a show some years back on the young lady. Let me see if I got that show uploaded. I don't know if I do, but I'm gonna see if I do. Hold on, you all. I don't think that I uploaded it. Let's see. I did upload it. So here it is. So this is when I first did the show. Like this was like 7-8 years ago. Her mother had reached out to me, and then I did an update. This is when I first did the show, right? This is like 8 years ago. Should have experienced detectives there. And if y'all could hear her mother, how her mother was weeping and
you said two.
Her mother was so hurt. She had just went.
You said two other young ladies were involved with them, and
with car wash. Yes, and they both left him, and they were later found murdered.
Both of the ladies were found murdered.
Yes, ma'am.
And they haven't been able to make a connection. I mean,
somewhat of a connection, but still, it's been doing so much illegal stuff. They have people everywhere helping them, and they just say ongoing investigations. That's all they say.
Mm-hmm. They say it's an ongoing investigation with the two other young women that was involved with him and got away from him because of abuse, and they were found murdered.
Yes.
Okay, where were these women found murdered at?
One was in a hotel. It was Sun City Hotel, if I'm not mistaken, on Biscayne Boulevard. And the other one was found in Alligator Lady Alley. Alligator Alley, or somewhere on the side of the world, she was found.
Wow. Okay. I know when I spoke with you before, you said that he had a wife. Did she come forward? Well, he had an ex-wife.
No, I reached out to her, and she spoke to me one time. And once I told the police everything that she had told me, the police went to question her, and she refused to answer my calls or talk to the police.
Could it be, do you think she was afraid?
I know she's afraid.
Mm-hmm.
But it's strange because she still wasn't back.
Why do you feel that she still wants him back?
Because she was trying to interfere with my daughter was with him in their relationship. My daughter kept trying to tell him to go back to her because she was constantly calling him, trying to get back with him.
Now, how old is this young man?
He's 38 or 39 right now.
He's 39?
38 or 39, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and how old was Trakita?
24.
Okay, so she was still a baby. Basically, she's still a baby. I hate to ask you this, but in your heart, do you feel that you're, huh? In your heart, do you feel that your baby is alive?
I don't know. I'm so I don't know. Oh my God.
Okay, so that was like 7, 8 years ago, right? So I did an update recently. Let me show y'all what happened. Scott, a young mother of 2, was only 24 years old when she went missing from Fort Lauderdale, Florida on June 25th, 2014. Trakita was supposed to pick up her then 2-year-old son, CJ, a son that she shared with Carl Watts, and then 4-year-old daughter, Monet, from a previous relationship from daycare, but never showed up and hasn't been seen since. Trakita's mom stated that she had left work early to meet her son's father, Carl Watts Jr., to pick up money for their son and was never seen again. A few years back, I had the opportunity to interview Trakita Scott's mother on the Real Talk with Tamara TV show. With deep emotions, she gave an account of what happened the last time that she spoke with her daughter.
On the day in question, she ran me around on some errands, and she told me she was going home because she had a headache. She was going to take a nap before she picked up her kids from school. And at around 5:30, I started calling her phone, and she didn't answer. And I called her like 23 times, and there was no answer, and my heart just sank. Mm-hmm. So I then called a gentleman at her job and asked him had he seen her. He said no. And next I called her boyfriend at the time, and he said no. The last time he got a text from her was at 4 o'clock, and that was as soon as she left me. Mm-hmm. So at 6:20, he called me back and said that the daycare called Trakita didn't pick up the kid.
You knew something was wrong when the daycare called. You knew something was wrong.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh wow. How exactly did her boyfriend sound when you called him? Did he sound fearful or nonchalant or what?
No, he sounded fear. He sounded like he had some variation in his voice. And he told me he was gonna call me as soon as he got up there to the house because they also lived up there in Broward. So once he got there and searched the house, he seen that she hadn't even come to the house. And he called me, and I mean, I immediately asked him for her ex-boyfriend's phone number.
Mm-hmm. Now, this ex-boyfriend, is he the father of her children?
He's the father of the second child, the little boy.
Uh-huh.
And she had left him. It had been like 4 months since she had left him. He was continuously harassing her and calling her phone and going to her job and following her everywhere, but she didn't tell us that this was going on.
Wow. So why did Trakita end what is the name of her ex-boyfriend?
Carl Watts.
Now, why did Trakita end her relationship with Carl Watts?
She stated she was just tired of working 2 jobs and paying all the bills, and he wasn't doing anything like legally to help them financially. This is what she told us. Mm-hmm. Of which later we found out something totally different, but.
Okay, and what did you find out later?
That he was abusing her, and this is why she would come around us with long sleeve clothes on when it was hot.
Uh-huh. Oh, wow. And how long has she been in this relationship with this man?
On and on, 2 to 3 years. Each time we convince her to leave him, his
That chair
mom
was
would
uncomfortable, y'all.
convince her to stay.
His mother would do what?
Convince her to stay.
Uh-huh. Wow. So when Trakita went missing, okay. So when you all reached out to the media, did they immediately start to cover this situation?
The media did, yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the media did.
So the last time that you spoke with Trakita, did she seem like that? You know, she was unhappy about anything? Did she seem how was she?
The last day I saw my daughter, she wasn't acting like herself. She was acting like she was scared of something.
Mm-hmm.
I kept telling her, because her car had no AC, and she just had my car, or she just be here. But she kept saying she needed to go home to be close to the kids' school.
Mm-hmm.
Where she wasn't acting anything like herself.
So you stated that after she broke up with Carl, his name is Carl Watts, right?
Yes, ma'am.
After she broke up with him, he started to follow her, at her to come up to her job. He was basically stalking her, even though she had moved on and had a new relationship. What did her employers do about this, with him consistently coming up there harassing her?
But actually, the manager had put a restraining order on him, but Trakita was still talking to him like she was terrified of him or something. And I would constantly tell her, and my father told her, do not go around him by yourself. She said, he won't hurt me, Mama. I have his baby.
So she thought that even though he had been physically abusive, she felt like so many other women, he wouldn't kill her because she had his son.
Because Trakita's mom was so adamant about finding out what happened to Trakita and was vocal about the fact that she felt that Carl Watts knew something about her disappearance, she stated that his family seemingly started trying to intimidate her.
His mother. Have you spoken with his mother? With the young man's mother?
None of his family. I haven't spoken to anyone. They all... So they all talked us right around by our house and stuff, and like laughing, because I know that her family has something to do about when you disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Although many feel that the Fort Lauderdale, Florida Police Department did not take Trakita's missing persons report seriously, her mother definitely had a reason to be concerned. You see, Trakita was not the first lady in Carl Watts' life to go missing, and she definitely would not be the last. You see, in 2009, 5 years prior to Trakita Scott going missing, another one of Carl Watts' ex-girlfriends would be struggling with tragedy. Vicki Simmons was just 26 years old at the time when she was found dead at a hotel in Northeast Miami. Vicki's sister, LaShawn, stated that Carl Watts showed up at her house one day asking if she'd seen her sister. She stated that she knew something was wrong because her sister Vicki and Carl Watts was living together at the time. Shortly after, her sister was found dead at the hotel.
From this day forward, I'm going to keep my sister's name alive. Like, I have to.
LaShawn Jones holds onto the memories of her sister, Vicki Simmons. Simmons at the time was just 26 years old and murdered in Northeast Miami-Dade back in February of 2009. The case would go cold.
I think like 13 years, but it's like now I feel like this is the time.
Now,
fast forward to 2014, Trakita Scott goes missing under suspicious circumstances. When Vicki Simmons' family found out that she was connected to Carl Watts, they immediately got in contact with Trakita's mom to speak with her about what had happened to Vicki years prior. Trakita's mom made many efforts to get answers by going to the media and making a plea for help, with Chiquita's 2 small babies there with her.
The family of a missing mother from Broward County pleading with the public, looking for any information that might lead to her return. Local 10 News reporter Leanne Motorhome just heard from them and has the rest of the story.
At this point, Fort Lauderdale police are considering this a missing endangered persons case. And neither police nor the family of Chiquita Scott know exactly what happened to her or where she is. But they're hoping that you do.
It's going on 3 months since I've last saw my baby.
Things still aren't getting any easier for Chiquita Scott's mother or the rest of her family. 77 days after she was last seen and still no new leads, no idea as to where she might be. But they do have a hunch.
We believe we know who's involved, but we need your help.
From the start, they have suspected that her ex, Carl Watts, may know more than he's letting on.
I believe he has some connection with her disappearance.
His lack of cooperation has made the detectives feel it's extremely suspicious in nature. However, his behavior does not warrant him to be called a person of interest or a suspect at this time.
What police do know is that Chiquita was last heard from June 25th when she failed to pick up her kids from school.
Chiquita would never leave her kids in school.
Before that, she was captured on camera at the U-Haul office in West Park where she worked. Nearly a week after she disappeared, her car was found abandoned in Liberty City. Meanwhile, the trail for new leads has gone cold, and her family and young children are suffering.
They have nightmares, crying.
While 3-year-old Monet and 1-year-old CJ may not know the severity of the situation, what they do know is that they miss their mother and don't want to see their grandmother sad.
Mama, don't cry.
We just need answers. These kids just need their mother.
Despite Chiquita's family's many efforts to find out what happened to her, Chiquita was never seen again after going to meet Carl Watts, and her case went cold. Carl Watts Jr. was no stranger to being on the other side of the law. Watts had an extensive criminal history in Miami-Dade County stretching back to 1995, which included multiple charges of kidnapping, robbery, grand theft, drug-related offenses, battery, prostitution, assault, and illegal gambling, just to name a few. The same year that Chiquita went missing, Carl Watts was captured on video at a bus stop trying to kidnap a 16-year-old girl. Fortunately, the 16-year-old girl got away. Carl was arrested, booked, and made bond. Then, in April of 2022, there would be more tragedy.
A man accused of shooting and killing his wife, waking up behind bars today. Carl Watts Jr. is set to face a judge later today. He is charged with murder. Police say the 45-year-old stabbed his wife several times on Saturday, the next day while she was at swimming class for her daughter inside the Jewish Community Center. Watts approached her again. Investigators say he offered her money to drop the charges for the stabbing, and when she refused, he reportedly pulled out a gun and shot her until he ran out of bullets. Officers managed to track him down and arrest him shortly after.
Carl Watts would strike again, killing his wife, Shondell Harris. This time, he would get his day in court.
A man accused of killing his wife at a Jewish community center yesterday appearing in front of a judge today. Tonight, we're learning more about the suspect, 45-year-old Carl Watts Jr., who's also being directly linked to the mysterious disappearance of his former girlfriend. CBS 4's Ashley Dyer is live from the community center in Northeast Miami-Dade with more tonight. Ashley?
Lauren, this is just an unimaginable, huge loss for the Shondell Harris family. Police say her husband, Carl Watts, shot her at least 7 times right in front of her daughter while she was in the middle of a swimming lesson. Miami police say on Saturday, the day before this happened, Watts was reported to police for stabbing Harris. Miami police say they were actively looking for Watts to arrest him for the stabbing, but unfortunately, he got to Harris first. According to a police report, moments before the shots were fired, Watts offered his wife money to drop the charges against him. When she refused, he took out a firearm and shot her until she collapsed. Shondell Harris was just 30 years old. Today, Watts appeared in court, his hands cuffed in front of him. He said nothing as a judge upped the homicide charge he's facing.
He should be poisoned in first degree. He went there to the JCC with a gun Guns aren't allowed in the JCC. And then he shot the victim multiple times.
Watts has an extensive criminal background. He's a person of interest in the mysterious disappearance of Trikita Scott, a Fort Lauderdale woman who shares a child with Watts. And about a month before she went missing, Watts was accused of trying to kidnap a 16-year-old girl from a bus stop. He was arrested, but bonded out of jail. Today, the family of Shondell Harris is left wishing he had been put behind bars years ago.
My cousin, she's humble. She's very quiet. She's a great mother. You know, she didn't deserve this.
Trikita and Shondell's case has many similarities. Trikita's mom spoke about how Carl offered Trikita $10,000 to take him back. When she said no, he stated, "I have money for our son. Can you come and meet me and get it?" Trikita has never been seen again.
If Trikita could hear this interview, what would you like to say to your daughter?
We love you. You ask you every day. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I didn't fit inside. I'm sorry, Trikita. I love you very much.
To ensure, what do you think is going to happen so that there can be a resolution to this case?
And so that no other family would suffer at the hands of Carl Watts and his family. I'm going to have to fight this fight. I'm going to have to do whatever I have to do to bring justice for my baby girl. If this man gets out, if this man walks the streets of any other woman, his Lord is not here in his family, they too will be harmed. This is not an if it will happen, it's when it will happen, because he is dangerous. They are dangerous.
Unfortunately for Shondell Harris, it did happen. And although Carl Watts has been arrested for her murder, Trikita Scott's missing persons case is still cold, and her family would like to know what happened to Trikita. If anyone knows what has happened to Trikita, please call the Fort Lauderdale Police Department. Give Trikita Scott's family and her children some closure. Her family deserves to know what happened to her that day she left work to go meet her child's father, Carl Watts. If anyone knows anything, please come forward and give Trikita Scott's children peace, as well as Trikita Scott, wherever she is. So you guys, I'm going to start doing, that's something that I did for so long, for so many years that I got drained, but I'm going to start back doing that, right? I was doing those cases and putting them on my TV show. And so now I'm going to be doing them and put them on my TV show and on my vlog. Okay. So y'all will start to see me upload more of those. And I have been doing research on a lot of cases, and I have partnered with another nonprofit organization. So we're going to start bringing light to especially minorities, because I started doing them to begin with because minorities don't get the, they just don't get in the media what other races, they don't get the coverage that other races get, right? So it would be up to us to make sure that we share this, that we let everybody know, let people know that our children, our loved ones going missing, their cold cases, they do matter, right? You can't just kill our people and they don't get the coverage. And these people have loved ones that love them, they have children that miss them. So we have to keep that out there. That has always been my passion. That's what my nonprofit organization has always targeted, and that's something that I have gotten my second wind of, right? I want to kick back up in doing. Okay. That's right. Keep doing the background checks. Make sure you guys do background checks on these people to see what kind of criminal histories they have. And even if they don't have a criminal history, because a lot of psychopaths don't, see what kind of, just kind of listen to them, watch them. Don't be so quick to go to somebody's house or let somebody come to your house, right? You just don't ever know what's going through a person's mind. More and more people are mentally twisted. They're on mental meds. They're on all types of narcotics. Okay. And so, anything triggers them and they'll mess around and lose control. So you really need to know who it is that you are dating. I had a case a couple years ago. A lady had hired me. She was going through a divorce, but me and her ended up talking. She was an older white lady. And she just kind of took to me. I could tell she was lonely and stuff when, her husband was cheating and stuff. And I went to bingo with her a few times. There was nothing but a bunch of old white people, right? But she was telling me about her granddaughters that she had raised. Her daughter was married to a Hispanic man. And her granddaughters went to spend the night with them. I think they lived out in the Millington area. And he came home one night. She said before that he was a nice guy. He was a hardworking guy. It was Valentine's Day, and her daughter said something to him about not getting her a Valentine's Day gift, and he flipped out. She said even in court, he says that he was just tired. He was tired. He didn't feel like hearing her mouth, and he went and got a machete and chopped up her granddaughter, who was laying in the bed asleep, that was 18 years old, and almost chopped off the arm of her daughter and almost killed her. She just ran out of the house, and the neighbors were able to get their weapon, and that's the only thing that brought him back to his mind. But he had already chopped up her daughter. She said before that they had been married for many years. Okay, this is how people flip. And she says even in court, he says, he would take his time. It's just that particular day he had been working all day, and it was Valentine's. He didn't feel like her nagging him about why didn't you get me a Valentine's Day gift, and he just couldn't take it no more, and he got the machete. So it's just, he says that he hate that he did that to the daughter, his stepdaughter, but he just got mad. She said that's what he said. I just got mad. So you really, sometimes you can be with people forever and you don't really know. So you need to check out their family too, hell, because mental illness travels. You get to seeing too many off people in a family, that might be your cue to get somewhere. Okay, daddy crazy. You got a little brother over here. He off. Okay. Auntie, I know Auntie look like she off. It's too much mental illness traveling in this motherfucker. We might not need to go no further, okay? Because mental illness travels. He said, Miss Tamara, pull me up and share it on your page. You the law, you can pull it. Yeah, it's hereditary. Absolutely, it's hereditary. It is. It's hereditary. So you need to start checking out people's families. You see too many, they get the fighting and they ain't drunk. Every time they get together, it's some crazy stuff going on, and they ain't drunk. Okay, it might be something wrong. Okay, it might be something wrong. So you have to watch that stuff. People get caught all up. Oh, he cute, and that's why when I get on here, I get to talking. I might act crazy, but I'm sane. Okay, I am sane. Everybody ain't sane. Okay, everybody ain't sane. It's so unfortunate, y'all. It really is. Once I started looking at when I got ready to start getting back into those cases, my dad died, but I've got my second win. Like, I'm so excited about some of the shows that I'm getting ready to drop for you all to see. And then I want y'all to share them, okay, so that we can and I would like, this is what I want y'all to do. Mr. Parker, put my email address in the chat. Well, this is what I want you all to do. Like, I want for everybody that's in this chat, whatever state that you live in, if you know of anybody that has gone missing without a trace, or they have a homicide, they was killed and it was cold, and it's something that you remember within your city, y'all send it to me, email it to me so that we can look into it, okay? I would appreciate that a lot, so that when I know that when people get on here and you all start seeing shows that I do on different cities and stuff like that, somebody might want to see me cover something from out of their very own city or state. Let's see. Mo. Let's see. This is a case right here. This is, I also like young ladies that have been caught up in human trafficking. Of course, this is one of those cases. Her mother still is in contact with me via Facebook. She sends me pictures of her children. Me covering this case, it was me. At the time, I was not a private investigator, but it was another private investigator, some kick-ass private investigators. They're on my Facebook page too. I keep in contact with them from out of New York. They went and found this child, but she was tricked. And that's when they was communicating in them chat rooms. She thought that she was communicating with a 15-year-old boy. She didn't know at 13 years old that a 15-year-old boy would not have money to give her bus fare. So she was given bus fare, and then to come to Detroit, right? And so when she got there, of course, it was a trafficking ring, and of course they gang raped her, put her in a cage, wouldn't feed her, started shooting her up, and then put her on the streets of Detroit. Okay. And because her mother was so diligent, it was a lot of stuff that went on with that case, but her mother had some kick-ass private investigators. When I tell you they was kick-ass, they was kick-ass. They went and found that girl. They had a kick-ass computer tech from out of Missouri that had worked with the government that could tap into the Pentagon, okay? And she was able to find that girl. They had put her on Backpage and some more stuff, okay? And I'm just saying that to, But anyways, her name was Destiny Butler.
I learned about human trafficking.
I've learned that it's an epidemic. It's in small towns. It's in big towns. It's taking our children, and some parents.
And when you look at this little girl, you already know, just looking at her picture, you could tell that she was a baby. She was only 13. She had just turned 13 years old. She had just turned 13 years old. He said, look at Reginald Johnson. He had just turned 13 years old. And so, they did her dirty. When that human trafficking ring, and they ended up, because they was on their tail so tough, they ended up selling her. The ring in Detroit ended up selling her back. She was from New York, back to New York, in upstate New York, in this real small college town. Y'all check this out, to a politician. He was a politician in that town. The private investigators ended up getting they saw that she was on Backpage. They ended up getting with the tech that was able to trace to where she was, where they was uploading her pictures and stuff from. That's why I know. Okay, anyways, where they was uploading her videos and stuff from, they was selling her on Backpage, and she was sold to this politician in New York, in upstate New York, and the private investigators went and showed up at his door and took that child home. Let's see. It's been a lot of other cases. Now, this case is from right out of Memphis. And right after I aired this case, I saw the man that is believed, which is the husband of this lady. This is her sister went missing. And this lady right from out of Memphis that went missing.
Certain things, well, like you said, those are facts. And those aren't good facts. You know what I mean? They're facts. So has he ever had a conversation with you since she went missing?
No, he has not. He has not contacted me at all. And I feel like in this particular situation, for someone to be in a relationship with someone else for this long, and all of a sudden you dismiss their family, you dismiss your family, your children as easily. It says that there is a guilty conscience somewhere.
So how has your mother handled all this?
Our mother is deceased.
Oh wow, I'm sorry, but your dad is still alive. How has he?
Yeah, I think I did an update on that Latrice show because one of the bigger vloggers, Black Girl Gone, reached out to me and asked me if she could use my footage, and she used it. Hold on. Let's see. Here it is. Here's the updated one. I want y'all to see this one. This one is from out of Memphis. Latrice Armstead, a mother of 3 boys. Latrice Armstead, a mother of 3 boys and 38 years old at the time, was last seen in a 4200 block of Springleaf Lane in Memphis, Tennessee at around 11 a.m. on July 12, 2012. On the day of her disappearance, Latrice was last seen by witnesses twice with her estranged husband, Tony Bledsoe. The couple was separated and in the process of a divorce. The relationship had been pierced with domestic violence before she vanished. A few years back, I had the opportunity to speak with Latrice Armstead's sister. She traveled from St. Louis, Missouri to Memphis, Tennessee to spread awareness about her sister going missing around the Memphis area. She also spoke about the turbulent relationship that her sister Latrice had with her soon to be ex husband, Tony Bledsoe.
Did Latrice ever speak about being in fear of danger, for her life or anything like that?
Not until
Be quiet.
After the separation.
And because she had moved in with me, we had started to grow closer. So she was able to share some things with me.
Oh, wow.
That
That's
she
so
probably wasn't
awesome.
able to share with anyone else that was around her. So yeah, she did, and I think the incident that caused her to move, they had went on a family vacation, she and her husband, and he broke her jaw. And so that was the time that she came. She came directly from their vacation location to my house, and that was it.
But that wasn't the first time that he had done something like that
No.
to her, but it was just the breaking point.
Yeah, that was the breaking point. And as the investigation to her missing persons case carried on, we found out, the family found out more about what really was happening in that situation.
How long was she married?
She was married for almost 2 years, but she had been with him for about 13 years.
Do you think that the abuse started after the marriage or way before, like way before?
From what I can gather, it had started way before, and it was nothing that was traceable. So a lot of verbal abuse, some physical abuse, but nothing that was
Emotional abuse.
Right.
During this interview, Latrice Armstead's sister Brenda spoke about Latrice's final breaking point in this relationship. She spoke about how Latrice, her husband, and her 3 little boys went on a family vacation to New Orleans. During this vacation, Tony Bledsoe became so angered with Latrice about something to the point that he started to beat her. And in beating her this time, he broke her jaw while down in New Orleans. Tony Bledsoe was arrested in New Orleans, and Latrice saw the perfect opportunity to get away. She and her boys traveled back from New Orleans while Tony was in jail. She packed up a few things for the boys and traveled to St. Louis, where her sister lived. When Latrice moved from Memphis to St. Louis to live with her sister in trying to get away from Tony Bledsoe, it was during this time that Latrice started to feel comfortable enough to tell her family the abuse that she had endured from the hands of Tony Bledsoe for so many years. Brenda spoke about how Latrice had started to feel liberated again when she left Tony Bledsoe and left Memphis and moved to St. Louis to live with her. She said that Latrice had been so instrumental in her going to nursing school, and Latrice had decided to continue her career in nursing and was going to actually enroll back in nursing school. Latrice had started a new life and was happy and thriving with her 3 boys. This was the first time in many years that she had felt free without fearing abuse from her husband, Tony. Latrice had filed for divorce and was actually looking forward to the finalization of her divorce. So on July 27th, 2012, almost a week before the finalization of her divorce, Latrice traveled from St. Louis to Memphis to pack the rest of her and her 3 sons' clothing. Her oldest son had wanted to say his goodbyes to his best friend, so Latrice allowed him to sleep over at his home.
She had come back to Memphis to bring her son to a sleepover, like his last sleepover. So, but her son didn't go missing.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So the son stayed at a friend's house, and the last I heard that she had went to pick him up, and he went to go to church with his friends. So she said, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess she was just gonna hang around until they got back from church. But after then, we haven't heard anything. I didn't hear anything from her, and it was quite unusual because she always calls to check on her kids. Like, even though I was her sister, she trusts me, she still called to check on them. And so when I didn't hear from her, I immediately knew that something.
How long did it take you to know that something wasn't right?
Like 2 hours. Because she called, like, literally. And when I didn't get the initial call from her that morning, I called our cousin, and she's like, yeah, well, she was here, but she left to pick up TJ. And after that, I called the neighbors where he was, where the little boy was. And they said that they had saw her, but she had left, she had left because the little boy was staying to go to church with his friends. But I started calling her cell phone, and there was no answer, there was no response.
Brenda stated that Latrice's son, TJ, who was 12 years old back in 2012, said that he saw his mother getting into the car with his father, and that was the last time that he ever saw her. Brenda, Latrice's sister, immediately filed a missing persons police report in Memphis, Tennessee. The next call that Brenda got was a call from the police department notifying them that Latrice's car had been found on fire in Coahoma, Mississippi. That's Latrice's hometown, about 50 miles outside of Memphis.
A relationship, she says, so violent, it left her with a broken jaw and her mouth wired shut.
Ms. Armstead had been assaulted prior to her disappearance, and there was an order of protection placed against her husband, her boyfriend, prior to her disappearance.
Armstead said his sister returned to Memphis a few weeks after her move to St. Louis. It was during that weekend trip that she vanished. A police affidavit confirms Latrice and her husband were seen together July 29th. That's the same day she disappeared, and the black Acura she was driving was found burning in a rural area of Coahoma County, Mississippi. Latrice has never been found.
Based on what I've seen in the case, I don't think she's alive.
Although detectives don't believe that Latrice is still alive and that her ex-husband is probably the reason that she's gone missing, Latrice's family is still keeping hope alive.
Sometimes I walk around outside hoping I could peep around the corner and see her coming down the street.
Latrice's brother is still holding on to faith she will be found alive, but also admits nothing could keep her from contacting her family, and they haven't heard from her.
When Latrice went missing, her sister Brenda immediately filed for custody of her 3 children and raised them in St. Louis, actively trying to provide a safe and secure environment for them as her sister Latrice would have wanted. I asked Brenda if Tony Bledsoe had been active in trying to help to figure out what had happened to Latrice, or if he had been proactive in his sons' lives since she had been raising them.
So from my understanding, he evaded the police for quite some time. And then when they finally brought him in for questioning, he was very uncooperative. And they really couldn't get a statement from him as to her whereabouts or even their relationship. So that was kind of it.
So has he ever had a conversation with you since she went missing?
No, he has not. He has not contacted me at all. And I feel like in this particular situation, for someone to be in a relationship with someone else for this long, and all of a sudden you dismiss their family, you dismiss your family, your children as easily. It says that there is a guilty conscience somewhere.
As of today, in 2023, Latrice Armstead is still missing, and there have been no arrests in her disappearance. A few years after Latrice's disappearance, her husband Tony Bledsoe was arrested for domestic violence of yet another companion. And although he is a person of interest, he has never been charged in the disappearance of Latrice Armstead. Latrice went missing 11 years ago from Memphis, Tennessee in 2012. Her sons are now 23, 17, and 14, and still in the care of her sister, Brenda. If anyone has any information on what has happened to Latrice Armstead, please come forward and help to solve this case. Her sons and family deserve to know what has happened to her. Her sister, Brenda, has been her sister's keeper for 11 years, working hard to keep this case alive and raising her children. And she says that she will not rest until this case is solved. I hope they solve her case. They know her husband did it. They just got to connect the dots. That's so sad. Anyways, you guys, I said that I was supposed to do, let's see. I'm not going to go to church. I'm going to stay in tonight. I got to do a platinum members. I got some tea on straight drive. So I got to do a platinum members video. I might just do a live. I don't feel like doing a video and then uploading it and all that craziness. Anyways, you guys, I enjoyed being on here with you guys tonight. Did y'all enjoy the cold case videos? Because that's what I'm getting ready to start doing more of, the cold case videos. So that's my passion. That's what I started out doing. We still going to, do the celebrity gossip, and we'll talk about Young Dolph's case each and every time there are, things to come up in the case, and more people get arrested, because more people will be arrested, and all of that good stuff. Ain't nobody perfect. Ways Siriano is going to sit him before he breaks ED's records. Anyways, you guys, I enjoyed being on here with you all tonight. Okay. I want you all to have a very happy new year. Okay. Maybe if you all aren't busy, but I know, like, if people aren't bringing the new year in at church, child, they feel like they need to be bringing the new year in right, which is laid up under they significant other, bug naked. I mean, I don't blame them. That's like a good thing to do too. Make sure it's your husband or your wife, though. They said in the eyes of the Lord, you need to be married. So if you're going to be bringing the new year in, right, make sure it's with you married. Okay. I don't want to promote singing on here. Okay. Today, because I'll be promoting it any other day. Just, it's something about today I don't want to promote singing. Maybe tomorrow. Chattown Finder says yes, and I want to hear about straight trial. Well, Detroit will beat the Vikings. As for the playoffs, we will beat the Rams. Y'all will beat the Packers. The Bucks will lose. So where does the Tennessee Titans come in? Because I never hear nobody in the chat ever saying anything about the Tennessee Titans. And y'all know that's my team. Thank you, Arlene. Happy New Year to you too. May 2025 bring you all of those things that you desire, if it be God's will for you. How come you don't like the Tennessee Titans? They doing bad. Lord have mercy. I bring good luck to folks. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I've taken on the Tennessee Titans is my favorite team, and it's something about when I decide that I want. Okay, so the Tennessee Titans that's the team I'm rooting for. I'm promoting. I'm pushing. And next year they're going to the Super Bowl. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They're going to the Super Bowl. I'm going to Nashville to a game. I'm gonna go to Nashville to a game. Daryl says, we had a horrible season, but hopefully we will get a good draft pick. Are you a Titan, Daryl? Are you a Tennessee Titan? Reginald says, this was a great show. Thank you, Miss T. Have a blessed new year. The same to you, Reginald, and thank you for coming in, and be safe, okay? And I wish you many blessings in 2025, okay? Hometown team, but they trash. Okay, Daryl says, yes, ma'am, I am a Titan. See, we got some Titans. I told you. We got some Titans. I'm a Titan. I am a Titan. I'm going to tell y'all, I used to like the New Orleans Saints, though. I used to love the New Orleans Saints team. And I used to like the Packers. Go ahead and say it, TT. I love you all. Why are you trying to, Mr. Parker, why are you trying to rush me off? It's like you're trying to rush me off. HD Bully says, Mr. Parker, 19. I agree 1000%. Hey, Miss Gina. Mr. Parker trying to run. It must be a game on, y'all. Is it a football game on or something? Chattown says Cowboys, but like the Lions and Bills. I'm trying to understand why people give the Titans such a hard time. The Cowboys don't win no games. I don't mean no harm, and I mean I like the I like the Cowboys brand. I like the Cowboys brand. You know, they I mean they got one of the biggest brands out there. Okay, they marketed very good. But I mean, they don't win nothing either. And everybody want to talk bad about the Titans. The Titans making a comeback next year, though. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't know what y'all gonna do when the Titans come back next year and they win. I'm gonna tell y'all something. The Titans need to get Eddie George as their head coach. If the Titans get Eddie George as their head coach, it's over. Anyways, you guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, I love you guys. Happy New Year, y'all. I'm gonna either upload a video or I'm gonna go live in the platinum. Okay, because I got some hot piping tea. Okay, I love you guys. I'll talk with you in a few.